got a wall of honor here. Just photos though. Oh no, they have names. Yeah, names are different. This one's just photo only. So I guess they opt to do photo or name, but it's a wall of honor. Some of that's McCarthy right there, General McCarthy. One of the main guys that helped win the war, World War II. It's a pretty cool little thing. They used to ask me, or the one I chose was the Fort Worth one, I guess is the one that they... Not done yet. So I have to leave this one and go to the Fort Worth. We're gonna head to this other Walmart. It's gonna take like, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles from this particular Walmart, which they probably have the same item here. Logistically, it'd be better to get it here, but I don't know. All right, we'll be going 29 minutes. It's going to be a 20-mile trip, so duration is 29 minutes. And 716. This is for a pickup, though. Meaning it's to pick up the delivery. So we're going to another Walmart on the other side of town, and this is brought to you by Wagyu Japanese beef. It's a Japanese beef. It's American, but it's Japanese style, and it's Yellowstone. No tie to the Kevin Costner, Taylor Sheridan production, but these are actually really good jerkies. Or they're not jerkies, it's a beef stick, but they're really good. I recommend them. And Wagyu is a type of beef that comes from Japan. It's a cattle, meaning it's cow beef from Japan, and it's very tasty. They must do something to the cows there in Japan. These are very good. The Yellowstone Wagyu, the Japanese beef stick, highly recommend it. It's very good, a little greasy. It's very tasty. By far the best stuff. Really like this stuff. You can probably get it in a lot of Japanese dishes too. That's very good. Romanesque feel right here, Fellini style thing. So yeah, there is a sequence in Grace where the silver dagger goes into her heart in the kitchen, because I need to expand the whole silver dagger. Because Rainey Love, being a rock star, like kind of a rock star, they had like a tribute band to like Kiss kind of thing. She was like an ex-local rock star kind of thing. And she had a dagger that sometimes she would have on her, you know, while she was singing in the band and stuff. She was kind of a cultist, you know. And she put the dagger on in a trophy case. And that's what he ends up using on her because she's she becomes like half werewolf and very aggressive and almost kills Gerald. So Grace tries to deal with her and has to plunge the dagger in her heart. Now this is an homage to something later that I might end up doing, because I'd like to do a biopic on Elliott Smith. I'd love to do that. I'd like to get all the money for the research, because he was out of Duncanville, Texas, and he moved to Seattle and became one of the greatest musicians of all time, in my opinion. Especially one of the greatest lyricists. I'm a big Elliott Smith fan. But that would be a really dark story. to tell, you know, and he's also pretty hip. Missing the turnoff on the Walmart. No, it's the next one. Okay. But, yeah, I just wanted to say I'm probably going to keep that in the script. Okay, probably we're going to go, taking all the 7s. Probably just go into the, yeah, we'll go with 17 over here. Kind of get out of people's way a little bit. Oh, wait, number 4 is better. 4 is also a representation of something. I'm real weird with numbers. This one's closer. All right, we got 8 separate deliveries coming out of Walmart. The first one is 6.6 miles. We'll be there in 13 minutes. 7:38 on the first arrival. Okay. Steps. All right, on to the next one. We're gonna be 1.1 miles. We'll be there in 3 minutes. It's gonna be 7:48 on the arrival. All right, we gotta get access right here. Thanks for it. Anyway, I don't know. Just thinking about Mark, the Uber driver, and having to bust through the gate because they persuade him to do it, which I think is a great scene. Well, they get him to do it. It's not totally in the dialogue, other than the fact that John Blacksmith puts the car in drive and he just goes with it. After a 2,000-mile trip from Oregon. Well, they have to get settled into the local town first before they make their advance on Grace Lippen's ranch. Okay. Don't ask me how I get these ideas. I don't know. I don't know where they come from. I'm just gonna pull in their driveway. Pull in their driveway and just walk in and start eating soup. Hi, it's me. I'm the Roadie guy. Can I have some soup, some Campbell soup? Do you mind? And then iron their clothes. I love that lamp. It's just great. Just sit out here and stare at the lamp all day. I love lamps and things like that. Show you in a minute. Here's the train yard too. Right there. It's a nice little shot of the skyline. During a clear night, it's a little bit better. And if you had a telescopic, really, to be honest, if you had a good camera, anything would look good. To be honest, even, you know, probably a Porta-Johny. That's the train yard. Or Porta-John, I guess, how they say it. No major monologues tonight. It may not be that bad. I'll have to look at the thing. I was able to get everything up today by 9 o'clock. So all 23 of you that are watching, I really appreciate it. It is kind of a zen thing. I do like to show the road. My mom says my mom doesn't like me doing that because she thinks it's too much. It's too time consuming. My mom wants everything to be 15 minutes, no more. She's right. My mom's a good producer, and I would put her down as a producer for this show. And she also got a great chicken house. My mom runs a hen house in Maine. It's a sanctuary of chickens. It's basically a sanctuary for chickens. And I'm not being, oh my goodness. We're going to have to watch out. It's been raining for like 4 hours. I'm not being like a symbolist or anything, or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's not a metaphor. They're real chickens. I was trying to get that shot all day. Not that I need it. That's how my mind works. It's like, oh, thank goodness I got the right shot. After this 5 hour, it's not going to be 5 hour, it could be. Sometimes it's 30 minutes. Sometimes I'm trying to get it to 20 minutes, like 20-minute clips. Sorry. So I apologize for the people that just want everything summed up in 20 minutes. It is summed up in 20 minutes, but it's usually in 4 or 5 parts, all my stuff, if you go by the date. So whether you catch on or not, I don't know. You're going to get something that cuts on and then eventually cuts off, and there's the cat sitting there and you hear typing noise, okay, because I'm kind of a writer. That means you're in the middle of the show, okay? That's like an intermission for the 5-part series. Then when the next one comes up, there'll be another show about something, delivery, and then there'll be a cat, and then there'll be, I'd rather have a person typing, but you can just hear the typing, and then you see the cat. And it goes yellow, green, or green, yellow. There's no symbol in that. I'm not trying to make any symbol. I just like cats. Then eventually, towards the end, in the last final show for that day, you see Linda dancing at main event. Okay? She's not really dancing. She's just kind of on the jump machine, kind of going like that. And it goes bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. But it does it slower. It's more like bump, 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 bump. That's me on the drums, believe it or not. And GarageBand. I used a GarageBand for the whole thing. All right, so back behind me, there's a grand opening of a liquor store called Fort Liquor, but I don't want to show it because I don't want Linda to know. But it's a grand opening. It has a balloon and all this stuff. I'm in a rough area, so, prayers are welcome. But I've come across some incidences of, hey, honky. No, I'm joking. It's never been that bad. How you doing, honky? I got a little bit of Apache in me, okay? I just want to lay that down. Making sure. Thought that was a lady that got me fired from Favor. It wasn't. She had a garage. Okay. I want to thank her one day, too, by the way. If I ever get to thank her. But what I said was not nice, and I apologize. Sincerely. Lipton would kill me. Well, he would definitely discipline me. I have no idea, dude. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see something. Yeah, it's gonna be this one over here. There we go. I see it right this way. Yeah, that's it. Let me just do this right here. I don't know why people find this interesting, but I might. I know Andy Warhol would be like, you're the best thing ever. You're the best filmmaker that's ever been alive. You film mailboxes. Really nice dude. I told them they don't like photos of people. They just want you to put it on the mailbox, or they want you to put it on the porch and take a photo of it. If you're going to be like a wise guy and hand the photo to the recipient and then give they don't want that. They don't want their photo in it. Because I told him, he started laughing. But yeah, they don't like that. So I put it down by the mailbox, took the photo, and then handed it to him. He's a real nice guy. Kind of looked like a distant relative of Cheech. I like Cheech and Chong stuff. I mean, I'm not a smoker. I have done it. But I think Cheech and Chong stuff is very underrated. And back when I would watch it, my friend Sean, who's now at Scro, we would hit the bong. I mean, we would just be out of our minds. We even dropped acid one time and watched some of the stuff, but it was like the most beautiful show when you know, when you're, and I'm not promoting getting high. I don't do that. I think it's wrong. This stuff we did when we were 12 years old. First time I dropped acid, I was 12. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend smoking anything really, but it works, you know? It's like, this show is making sense. And then when you watch it straight, you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But you're on the same wavelength, you know, as Cheech and Chong, you know, whenever you have a little bit of herb. And nowadays, you know, if you're in California, recreation is perfectly fine. It's not, they don't go crazy over it like they used to. Here, they're still tight butts about it. But you smell it everywhere. You can smell it in the most, you know, places you wouldn't even, sometimes like a doctor's office. But here you're gonna, you know, same thing like in Irving. When I was in Irving, I used to live in Irving, down West Magnolia, you'd smell it all the way down. I even talked to a cop one time, like, we don't even have a DEA. We dropped the DEA program. And I'm like, the whole place smells like weed. And I was complaining because they were smoking it upstairs, but I had kids. And I didn't want the kids smelling it, you know. But I'm not pro marijuana. I just want to put you that. I'm not like Woody Harrelson. I'm not. But I'm not against him being pro marijuana. But I've thought, you know, because I've thought about it. Like, did they legalize it completely in Texas, which they practically have? But if they really did, and they got the dispensers and stuff, maybe, you know, every once in a while, in a blue moon. But the church feels it as evil, and they also feel that drinking is evil, and I guess intoxication is evil. And it, you know, if you smoke it, are you considered drunk if it affects you? Like, even as a Baptist, you can still have a glass of wine, you just can't get drunk, you know? So I'm like, well, if I smell it, passive smell, and I get a little buzz, does that make me a sinner? You know, I don't know, you know? And Jesus didn't, or the Bible didn't really even mention herb. You know, it's not mentioned. So that's something I have to sit down and talk. I know my pastor probably would be like, well, no, don't, you know, because some people idolize it. But people do take it as a medicine. It's just not to be abused, you know. And I've done it at parties, and my friend Sean and I, we would watch Cheech and Chong. I just wanted. Okay, next one is going to be next Walmart drop off, 1.3. It'll be 3 minutes off of Merrick, John Merrick, Elephant Man, and we'll be turning this way and headed there. I'm not an animal. I'm a human being. We're dealing with real estate, guys. Fort Worth real estate. Look at this. It's called League. That must be one of their offices. Look at that beautiful house. Is that not gorgeous? That's filming location right there. I always thought about the Elephant Man, if he's nonchalant about it. I'm not an animal. I'm a human being. It's such a beautiful line, though. Most of us aren't animals, though. We're human beings. Humans trying to be. It's like a little David Fincher scene over there. Yeah, from some things I got wrong. Correction on David Fincher's Zodiac. I'm a big fan. I like to even say I am the Zodiac. Or no, I'm sorry. That's not how you say it. You say it the Zodiac speaking. That's how he says it. The Zodiac speaking. Yeah, Fincher. Great guy. Something else I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, this is Como Lake. This is where you would go if you had a good bulletproof vest back in the day. Or if your car was laced with lead, or if you laced the doors at least, if you're a white guy. If you came here, back in the day, they had a diving board, but it was mostly like rappers and stuff. It was a rough area of town. Look at these purple lights. It's gotten a little bit better. Yeah, this is Como, Lake Como. My neighbors who listen to Eminem and, you know, and all the rest of the rappers and stuff, they would come here and their car would be laced with, they'd have like steel plates in the car because they were dorks. But they were kind of what you call Oreos. They lived above me at the place on Darnell. Loved those guys. They were great. They may have been a band or something. They'd always say something like, Cole, you're so weird. We never can figure out what you're doing. We always hear weird things going on in your apartment. It's not loud music. It's just like you're moving stuff. I painted there. I was like doing mime. I used to do mime in the living room. And I'd paint, and then I'd watch David Letterman at night. My dad had to talk me into getting a television because I did not want a TV. And he forced the TV on me. He said, you can't go without television. You have to have a television. I was like, Dad, come on. I'm just trying to read books and plays and stuff like that. I don't want a television. Because I went like 6 years without TV. Really, it was like 4 years. But I always say 6 years. I just add a couple of years because I had one. I never really watched it, but not necessarily true. Not now. God, no. I only watch during exports. I'm exporting a show. But like he was like, you have to have a TV. So he brought me a television and dropped it off in the middle of the road because I didn't want it. I said, no, I don't want it. And so he dropped it right there. He says, fine, I'm gonna leave it here, you know. And he's like, just take it. So he wanted me to have it. He was worried. He was worried. My dad was worried that I didn't have a television. He thought it was strange. You know, there's many Christian people, they don't even have TV. They're just like, no television. And I think those people are great. But they do read, you know. I would rather like create my own television show and then watch it, which is what I do. I've been thinking about stuff. John Hurt, Elephant Man, David Lynch. What am I thinking? I love movies though. He was right. I eventually got it. And then when I stayed in Darnell, which is down somewhere around here, down that way, there's before they turned it into the Modern Art Museum, I did paint there. I did 3 paintings. I'm selling them. One's $10,000, the other one's $20,000, and I'm selling another one for like $30,000 or something. I don't know. The first one is Vanity Faces, which I think that one's like $20,000. It's on Facebook. I'm serious about the price too. The other one is Hell Cup. I think that's at least 10 grand right now. I'm like doing discounts. The other painting, the third painting, is called Fish, and that's like 20 or 30,000. And I won't take a penny less. I will not. No, don't offer me 500. Don't offer me 1,000. We're talking at least 20,000 or 10,000 or 30,000. I love those paintings. I don't want to sell them, and I don't know if I can. If you did want to buy them from me, I may not. You know, I would love to get back to painting. I truly love it, but I only do abstract. And I love Lynch's stuff, but I don't think Lynch is completely abstract. I think he's surreal, but I don't think he's an abstract painter like Pollock and things like that. I think he's goes in the classification of surreal, but he does do some abstract. But yeah, I had a Stella in that a print of a Stella at that apartment, a Frank Stella, who I loved. I loved his stuff. Don't know if I had a print of Pollock, but Pollock was certainly mentioned at the Modern. I went all over the place on that one, didn't I? I just like the feel of painting. I like color, I like mixing color that matches the earth. I like it very earth tone, very dark, maybe brown, like where you don't really notice that it's color. I don't like the bright color stuff too much. Not too much. I like it to be kind of off maroon, kind of red. I don't like bright primary colors always. That's why I like Finch, the David Fincher. I like Fincher because he draws out some of the color, and he loves green. He goes to the side of green, but it's like a green you would see in a mortuary or in an autopsy room or something. It's a funky green. I don't try color code. I kind of go on the Adam the Woo route on my stuff. I go for what you really see through the camera, you know, the reality of what I'm really looking at. But every once in a while, I'll add a little black and white touch just to throw you off, and then maybe like a little bit of comic. I like to choose some comic color, and it'll just flash, like a little second of it. Just to go like, what was that? You know, you might watch 4 hours to try to find it, you know? I like that idea, like an Easter egg. But I'm also I'm a fan of Adam. For one thing, I think he's like a salesperson, but he's really just going after content. I don't really know if he considers himself a big artist, but he is. But he goes, he sells this, and then he goes and he sells that, and he realizes what he's buying. I'm sure he's buying. I'm hoping he's buying. I'm not looking at the receipts, but he shows them sometimes. I think I show mine sometimes. But not the tip jar stuff. Anyway, I'm moving over this way. All right, Trailer Park City. I like these swans right here.